Shalom. Paul Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Makak Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, even the elder that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and its sincerity, the whole light tabernacle of David. I'm the brother / elder. Shalom and salutations to you all. This is the WW3 Daily Update. We're going to start off with the Most High, Exodus 17 and 16. For he said, because the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua hath sworn that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua will have war. What? War, there's that word. World War III with Amalek from generation to generation. Now, so does this war have anything to do with World War III? Well, let's see. We are in the last generation, and we're staring down the barrel of World War III. And who's in the middle of it? Amalek. So this has to be attached to World War III, does it not? Well, let's find out. Okay? What have we here? Open-minded thinker 1 hour ago, just in. Chaos at Israeli airports as settlers free, violent protests, and what else? Heat wave. What's that? What's heat wave? This heat wave is this. I'll show you in a second. This is the Most High having war with Amalek. The Most High sent that heat wave, right? And is burning these motherfuckers, these devils. I'm going to burn you up in the Holy Land. All right? Watch this. Take it away, open-minded.
This is a story that exposes the cracks in the very foundation of the Zionist project. We're talking about total chaos at Ben Gurion Airport, Israel's international gateway, where flights are delayed, terminals are overflowing, and settlers are in panic mode, desperate to get out of the country. Why? Because Israel has been slammed with an extreme heat wave, one of the most brutal in recent memory, and it has paralyzed normal life in the occupied territories. Now let's
What? That sounds like war between the Most High and Amalek. Does it not? Does it not? I'm going to show you who's doing this.
And think about that. This is the so-called promised land, the place where settlers claim they are divinely destined to live forever, and yet the first sign of natural hardship sends them rushing for the exits, tickets in hand, fleeing to cooler parts of Europe and beyond. If that doesn't reveal the fragility of this entire colonial project, then I don't know what does.
That sun wouldn't do a damn thing to Jake but energize him. Activate his melanin. So what's actually going on? Is that just right there in the Holy Land, or is it everywhere? This radiation that's burning motherfuckers up, that is going to activate Jake.
Support my work, kindly like the video so others can see it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. God bless. Temperatures have skyrocketed beyond what many can bear. In Eilat, we're seeing 44 degrees Celsius. That's one. You've got to see this.
Slovakia. I'm going to let this play for a little bit. I'll get a precept on the way out. Most High is at war with Amalek.
That's 111 degrees Fahrenheit and around 40 degrees Celsius in Tiberias. It's not just uncomfortable, it's deadly. 2 elderly men have already collapsed and died from heat stroke. A little girl tragically lost her life after being left inside a car. Even the Israeli army hasn't been spared. One of their bases in the Negev desert had to be evacuated after the power cut.
The who? The army. The army of Amalek is at war with who? Getting their ass whooped, right? By the Most High.
Leaving young soldiers trapped in sweltering 48 degrees Celsius heat with no air conditioning. Imagine that for a second, an army that brags about being the most powerful in the Middle East.
Pride, right? That pride. And what will I, right? I have come to bring fire. And what will I if it be already kindled?
About being the most powerful in the Middle East. An army that spends billions of dollars on drones, jets, and bombs to unleash destruction on Gaza couldn't even keep the lights on for its own.
See that little burning bush action right there? In the spirit.
Destruction on Gaza couldn't even keep the lights on for its
like Cecil B. DeMille.
own recruits. They were forced to admit defeat, pull out, and abandon the base. This is the so-called invincible IDF. It's laughable.
Temperatures breaking records across the country in the Jordan Valley and near the Sea of Galilee. Thermometers are set to soar past 50 degrees Celsius, 122 Fahrenheit.
Who's doing that?
First time in decades. The oppressive heat had already prompted police to shut down popular hiking trails, especially in the northern desert and Dead Sea region.
You know what it is? The Palestinians have a weather weapon and they're going to get their get back.
Casts warning of more intense temperatures, humidity, and even flash floods in some areas. Authorities are urging the public to take precautions now. We're joined by Dr. Amos Polat, head of climate services at IMS, to make sense of all of this now. Thank you for joining.
Well, it certainly has nothing to do with the war, the generational war on Amalek.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What is driving the extreme weather we are seeing these days in Israel? Is it directly linked to climate change, or is this more of a...
Who has their way in the tempest? Who has their way in the whirlwind? The Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai haveth his way in the whirlwind.
...or once in a blue moon event?
Well, it could be attributed to climate change. It is a summer heat wave caused by air descending from upper layers of the atmosphere, and
science falsely so-called fiction. Science fiction. Science falsely so-called fiction.
The lower layers experiencing a weakening of the sea breezes. All this leads to a heat wave, and it occurs occasionally during the summer months. But the extreme...
It occasionally just lays out so many people that they're getting on planes and getting the fuck up out of it. It occasionally does that in Israel. I don't think so. This is...
This could be attributed to climate change, the global warming.
This is something different, the new normal. What are we going to do?
The long duration of the heat wave and the exceptional temperature.
Now, how long can we expect these weather conditions to last?
And here's where the story gets even more interesting, because people are noticing something unusual about this heat wave.
It's bringing energy to the people of color.
Disproportionately hammering the occupied territories where settlers live, while Gaza and much of the West Bank appear to have been spared the worst effects. Reports of casualties among Palestinians are minimal compared to what settlers are experiencing. That has sparked conversations, not just among Palestinians, but even...
What does it tell you about those particular Palestinians? Speckled bird.
Some Israelis themselves, about whether this is simply nature or something deeper, something symbolic. Some see it as divine justice, the land itself pushing back against those who...
Something like the Tigris and the Euphrates drying up. Why? To make way for the armies of the north?
The land itself pushing back against those who seized it by force, while others say it's proof that settlers are simply not indigenous to this land. And let's be honest, history backs that up. Palestinians have lived here for centuries, enduring droughts, sieges, war, and famine, and yet they remain rooted in their ancestral homes. Meanwhile, settlers imported from Europe and the United States run to foreign airports the moment the sun blazes too strongly. Who belongs here? The answer is obvious.
Senator, when you hear the Israeli Prime Minister saying there's no starvation happening in Gaza, what, do you believe he's lying?
Of course he's lying.
What does that look like, reparations? What does reparations look like? Oh, it's not practical. It's not practical, giving your niggers money.
He is a disgusting liar. Israel had a right to defend itself from the terrible Hamas attack.
What?
But I think everybody understands that at last
Israel had a right to manufacture some bullshit to go out and conduct a goddamn genocide.
Disgusting liar. Israel had a right to defend itself from the terrible Hamas
That's a disgusting lie.
attack. But I think everybody understands that in the last 2.5 years they've been waging a brutal, horrific, almost unprecedented type of war, not just against Hamas, but against the
Just use the word genocide and stop fucking dancing.
Palestinian people. So you got an area, territory there of 2.2 million people. They have already killed 60,000. They have injured 140,000, most of whom are women, children, and the elderly. They have virtually completely destroyed the entire infrastructure of Gaza, virtually all of the schools, the healthcare system, over 70% of the housing, the water system, and now, as you mentioned,
Stop
over
filibustering.
the last period of time, they have prevented humanitarian aid coming in, and there is now mass malnutrition.
Is Bibi the devil or not?
And children are starving to.
Where's the word genocide at?
Now, let me throw in another layer of hypocrisy, because this one really stings. Just a few days ago, Netanyahu, the international war criminal himself, stood with his extremist allies and mocked Iran for struggling with water shortages.
For water in Iran is only matched by the thirst for freedom. So here's the great news. The moment your country is free, Israel's top water experts will flood into every Iranian city, bringing cutting-edge technology and know-how. We will help Iran recycle water.
70% of the water we drink is generated in our desalination plants using our technology. We would love to share this with you. Your current leadership prefers to spend your money on bombs, on terror, on missiles, instead of on water and abundance for you.
He had the arrogance to suggest that the Iranian government should be overthrown, dismissing the country's efforts at desalination technology as laughable. That's right, while Iran is trying to provide long-term water security for its people, Netanyahu is cracking jokes and using the crisis as a political weapon. And yet here we are days later with Israelis themselves begging for relief from a heatwave they cannot control. Their own electricity system is buckling under the pressure. Demand shot up to a record-breaking 17,287 gigawatts, a staggering 25% higher than usual, and even 11% higher than the previous record. The so-called startup nation, the land of tech innovation, couldn't keep its air conditioners running during a heat wave. Blackouts rolled across towns, military bases shut down, and panic spread as people realized just how vulnerable they are. That is the definition of karma. And
what about Dimona? Didn't they hit them? That's a nuclear energy plant, right? Didn't they damage it?
Let's not forget the arrogance of Israel's government in this moment. Instead of acknowledging the suffering in Gaza, instead of admitting that their endless bombardment and destruction of Palestinian infrastructure is a crime against humanity, they are now forming special IDF task forces to figure out how to stop their own soldiers from passing out in the desert heat.
So the Most High is attacking them. All right, and I know I went a little long, but I'm going to just show you where the attack, why. Why is this happening? It's called judgment. This is Joel 3. We're going to read it in the King James first, and then we'll get some understanding. Joel 3:1, for behold, in those days and in that time, what time? Now, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, meaning liberate you from your slavery, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. This is the reason that all of this is going on. Okay, now we see a war with Amalek. The Most High telling you right here what he's doing. Let's look at it right here. Here's what we see happening. Okay, with this. Where's it at? Get some straight up warfare. Where's the war? We can get this soldier. That ain't no damn soldier. Where's the war? Let's go right here. The valley of Jehoshaphat, okay? Well, here they come. Here they come. Let's get a visual right there on the map. I will gather this is Joel 3:2 in the NLT. I will gather the armies of the world into the Middle East, the Valley of Yehoshaphat. Where is the Valley of Yehoshaphat specifically? Well, Bibi Netanyahu calls it the Greater Israel Project. Okay? What is the Valley of Yehoshaphat? That's the Greater Israel Project. What is Greater Israel? Okay, let's get that real quick. Boundaries. On map of Greater Israel Project. Let's see if they're going to map it out. Because this is the valley, all of this is the Valley of Yehoshaphat. Where's the Greater Israel? See this? Greater Israel's border. Let's look at this. Okay? Now, when we look at this, Greater Israel starts above Syria. What is this? What's above Syria? Azerbaijan. What the fuck is this up here? Okay? What is that? What's that right there? Wait. Is that this? Where's Syria? Shit. Right here, right? Slovakia. Bear with me. The Hittites. Look how far these go back. See? I told you they were the Hittites. No, you didn't. Anyway. Slovakia. Let me go back. Okay, so the Greater Israel Project. Look at Saudi Arabia. What do they have? What are they fighting over right now? They're fighting over this. What's in purple? Is it in purple? They're fighting over this, the Gaza Strip. Right? They're fighting over this. Right? But here's what they want to take. Look at Egypt. They want that part of Egypt. They want all of this in Saudi Arabia, all of this in Iraq, all of that in Syria, going up into, what is this? Turkey? Is this Turkey? It is, isn't it? Okay, they want Turkey. Okay, Turkey, Syria. What is it? Gomer, Togarma. No wonder they're in there. Egypt is in there. The Saudis. They're going to fight against Greater Israel, aren't they? Now, the only reason that I'm bringing out Greater Israel to show you all of this land, this is the Valley of Jehoshaphat. All of this. Okay? Actually, this is all of our land. And they're trying to claim it all. But anyway, the point being made is, what is it? This is the Greater Middle East. See, when you say the Valley of Yehoshaphat, it's probably a little tiny part right here, right? It's just this little spot where they used to meet and fight on that plain or whatever, Megiddo or whatever. But the Valley of Yehoshaphat is just a little tiny, like the San Joaquin Valley, for example. But when they say that it encompasses the greater region, see that greater, right? The greater Valley of Yehoshaphat, if you will, which is the entire region. So when it says all that to say this, I will gather the armies of the world where? Here. Where do we go? And what do we see right now? They're fighting in Syria. They're fighting in Iraq. Okay? They're fighting in Jordan. They're fighting in Yemen. Right? They're fighting in Iran. Okay? Lebanon. Right? The Middle East. We see it. All right? And we see the armies being gathered into the valley of Yahushua. Why? There I will judge them. Why are you going to judge them? For harming my people, the Israelites, my special possession. You scattered them among all the nations, and you took the land and divided it up. Don't have me get your name who divided it. Don't have me get your name. Okay? All Idumea. All Idumea. The Edomites. All, what is this? Against all Idumea. Who's all Idumea? Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, power surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land. What? Appointed? You mean parted it down the middle? Which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Well, there's your name, Edom. You did what? Go back to here. What'd you do? You damn devil. And for dividing up my land. Well, there it is. Who did it? This devil did. Against all Edom who took my land as what? You divided it up. See? That's what you did. Your name is on it. Okay, you plundered that land. You were happy. You were singing about it. You made this land is your land, right? Made up songs with the glee, with glee and contempt. They captured my land and took possession of its pastures. That's what you did, right? It says, International Standard Version, Ezekiel 36:5. Because this is what the Lord Power says. Motivated by my burning zealousness, I have spoken against the rest of the surrounding nations, including Edom, who confiscated my land, taking possession of it with joyful enthusiasm and with animal-like malice in order to plunder Israel's pastures. Okay, that's why you're out there burning right now, looking stupid, looking crazy. Okay, you out there on fire right now, running to the airport, right? Because your ass is burning up there, out there, little house on the prairie. See, anyway, and Jake is out there swimming. Hey, beautiful out here, nigga. Anyway, with that, it's all part of World War III. Revelation 11:14. I know I went long, Salakia. Second woe was past. Behold, the third woe was coming shortly. That's the Berean. With that, we hope the elect ratifies your brothers and your sisters. Shalom.